Pause and Play podcast by Jessica Perkins. Bite-sized inspiration for reflection and connection. Living, loving, parenting, and reparenting the playful way. Cultivating connection and growing forward together. Welcome back to the Pause and Play podcast. I'm Jessica Perkins, and today we are doing guidepost number 6, self-love. Nurturing a compassionate relationship with yourself. Self-love isn't selfish. It's the foundation of wholeness. It's the soil from which everything else grows. Opening ritual. Find a mirror or reflective surface. Look into your own eyes. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Place your hand over your heart. Softly whisper to yourself, I am worthy of love, especially my own. Repeat this phrase 3 times. As you breathe in, imagine the words landing gently in your body. Self-love is a practice of coming home. It's not about ego. It's about essence. It's about remembering your worth, your softness, your humanity. It's about treating yourself like someone you care deeply for. We are taught to love others, to be kind, generous, forgiving, but we're not always taught to extend that same care inward. Self-love is not a destination. It's a daily devotion, a relationship, a remembering. When we love ourselves, we stop abandoning ourselves. We show up with honesty, tenderness, and respect. We stop waiting to be rescued, and we start tending to the parts of us that need love the most. Personal story. For so long, I believed that love had to be earned through achievement, through perfectionism, through making sure everyone else was okay. I silenced my needs to be good, to be liked, to be enough for others. But it was never enough because I had abandoned myself in service of other people. My body whispered through exhaustion, anxiety, and shame until I could no longer ignore her. One evening, after the kids were asleep, I stood in front of the bathroom mirror, wiping off the day. My reflection looked worn, hollowed. I barely recognized the woman staring back at me. Still, I paused. I placed a hand on my chest. I love you, I whispered. It felt awkward, foreign, but also somewhat true. I wanted to believe it. I cried, not because I fully believed it yet, but because I wanted to. And that was enough to begin. I returned to that mirror night after night, often before or after a shower. Sometimes I said nothing. Sometimes I just made eye contact with myself. Sometimes I would take lotion or cocoa butter or coconut oil and just put it on my hands and my arms, soaking in the goodness, reminding myself that I was there, that I deserved love. Over time, the practice softened me. I started to tend to myself the way I would a beloved child, with gentleness, with patience, with care. Warm baths, quiet walks, saying no when I meant no, writing myself little permission slips to rest, to feel, to stop performing. Small acts of devotion that slowly stitched me back together. That season of life cracked something open in me. I realized I had been waiting to arrive, waiting to be worthy, waiting for someone else to grant me the permission to rest, to care, to be loved. But that permission was mine to give, and I could give it now, even in the mess, especially in the mess. Self love isn't a finish line, it's not a reward for getting it all right. It's a relationship, one I return to again and again, a practice, a promise, a remembering. Nurturing a compassionate relationship with yourself. Self love isn't selfish, it's the foundation of wholeness. It's the soil from which everything else grows. Science meets soul. Practicing self love regulates the nervous system by increasing oxytocin and reducing cortisol. When we treat ourselves with compassion, we create internal safety, signaling to the body that we are not under threat. This kind of self attunement fosters emotional resilience and reduces the intensity of stress responses. Self love literally rewires the brain to become more adaptive, calm, and connected. You don't have to be perfect to feel safe. You just need to show up for yourself with gentleness, with compassion. Why this matters. Without self love, everything else becomes harder. Setting boundaries, resting, trusting, healing, it's the core of our well being. When we love ourselves, we raise the standard for how others treat us. We make choices for worth, from worth, not scarcity. We stop hustling for validation, start living in alignment. Self love isn't indulgent, it's revolutionary. Try this daily practices. Begin each day with a loving affirmation spoken out loud. Write a love letter to yourself from your inner child. Practice mirror work. Look into your eyes and say, I love you. Create a self soothing ritual for hard moments. Tea, blanket, breath. Forgive yourself for something small and let it go. Take a photo of yourself when you feel proud and honor it. Do something kind for your future self. Make a list of things you love about who you're becoming. Treat yourself the way you would treat a beloved friend. Pause and reflect. What does self love mean to you today? Where am I withholding kindness from myself? What parts of me are asking for love? What does my inner critic sound like? What would my inner nurturer say instead? How do I feel when I truly receive my own care? What keeps me from offering myself the compassion I offer others? When do I feel the most connected to myself? What does self love feel like in my body? What boundaries support my self love? What would I do differently if I deeply believed I was worthy of love? Pause deeper. Pausing for self love is not passive, it's powerful. It interrupts the pattern of self abandonment. It makes room for tenderness, for truth, for enoughness. When we pause, we remember I'm not a problem to fix, I'm someone to care for. Self love lives in the pauses, in the moments we choose softness over self punishment, in the breath where we choose to stay instead of escape. Play and connect. Create a self-love altar with objects that honor who you are. Write love notes and hide them around your house for yourself. Dance in the mirror to a song that makes you feel alive. Make a playlist of songs that speak to your soul. Dress up for no reason other than joy. Paint your emotions without judgment. Take yourself on a solo date and savor your own company. Create a celebration jar to fill the days, to fill with daily wins. Make a collage titled, I am already enough. Write a poem or song from your heart to yourself. Play deeper. Play becomes sacred when we use it to reconnect with joy, with body, with being. It's not about performing, it's about allowing yourself to take up space, to feel good, to feel seen by yourself. When we play, we practice self-love with our whole selves, not just in thought, but in movement, in music, in laughter, in light. Integration practices. Start and end your day with one kind thing said to yourself. Use a red heart sticker to mark loving moments in your planner. Write and post your own self-love manifesto. Use the 5-minute hug method. Wrap your arms around yourself and hold. Track small acts of self-love in a visible place. Practice daily mirror affirmations. Gift yourself something that supports rest or pleasure. Tend to your space like it's a sanctuary for someone you love. Reframe mistakes with compassion. I'm learning. Ask daily, what would self-love do? Then do it. Integration means living what you've remembered. It means not just saying I love myself, but proving it in small, sacred ways. Self-love becomes real when we live like we matter, when we care for our bodies, when we speak gently, when we choose ourselves again and again. This is not ego, it's embodiment. Art therapy prompts. Paint a self-portrait using only shapes and color. Draw a heart and fill it with words of affirmation. Collage your reflection, images, colors, textures that feel like you. Create a self-love mandala. Make a banner that says, I am enough, and decorate it wildly. Sculpt a soft place to land using clay or paper. Illustrate a comic strip about you taking care of you. Paint a butterfly, symbol of your transformation and worth. Trace your body and fill it with what makes you lovable. Write your name in bold letters and adorn it like art. Space for personal exploration. Journal prompt. What would it look like to love myself out loud? Doodle prompt. Create a symbol that represents self-love. Collage prompt. Gather images of softness, strength, and joy to reflect how self-love lives in you. I love myself fully, freely, fiercely. This affirmation is a declaration, a choice, a coming home. You don't have to earn your way back to love. You are always worthy of it. Let these words be your anchor. Quote, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Buddha. Final thought. Self love is not a destination, it's a return, a rhythm, a radical act of care. Every time you soften towards yourself, you change the world inside you. You are allowed to love yourself loudly, quietly, constantly. Begin again, begin here. Community invitation. What does self love look like for you right now? Share a photo, a practice, or a moment when you choose to honor yourself. Let's normalize love that starts from within. Feel free to tag us at Jessica Perkins Official or Pause and Play Podcast so that we can see each other's self love practices. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for being here today. I look forward to connecting again more next week on Pause and Play Podcast.